welcome to this conversation celebrating. We are celebrating 88 years. It's a beautiful car, which is a library from Brazil. And today, to start this celebrating time, we have the honor to receive Rachel Ndyabawe from Uganda, now officially a doctor. The last time we talked, she was a student. Now she's officially a doctor. And yes, welcome, Rachel. We are excited to have you.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, my sister. I'm happy to be here, and congratulations to the Bittercup. Really, really nice. 8 years is a long term. Really happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, sweetie. And yes, the topic here today is Roman identity. Yeah. And we have been sharing behind the scenes all these lady conversations. Sometimes Raquel, which is my friend from Brazil, enjoyed some meetings and conversation. We have been growing for the past 2 years, right, Rachel? As our identity, like getting stronger in fellowship behind the scene, which is amazing. And we have now here a driver from the bureau car and a doctor. So for us to start this conversation, we have something in common in our society, because I deal with young ladies that have been through so much, and also Rachel in her projects as a student. I know you developed some projects related to this, right, Rachel? So I would like to ask you, how is she growing up as a lady, as a woman?
Oh. Okay, growing up as a woman, here in Uganda, we have two different societies, as if. So there's the urban society, where girls grow up from well-to-do families in the city. In the city, where you can have well-to-do families or kind of poor families, or you can grow up in the rural setting, rural meaning the village, away from the city. So in each of them, it's different. So here in town, for those from well-to-do families, they grow up with freedom, they grow up with confidence, they're encouraged to go to school and study. So it's easier for them to catch up and be like the male colleagues. No. So it's easier for them to go to school. They're encouraged to go to school, to go to church. They grow up in a wholesome environment. Whereas in the village, in the rural areas in the village, away from the city center, you find that the girls are not given as much opportunities like their male counterparts, like the males, the boys. Mm-hmm. So you find in a family, the boys go to school, the girls stay home to cook, to clean, to do housework and house chores. So the girls are not given so much priority to study. So they don't study, they don't go to church, they don't get to develop as much as the boys. Compared to town, where in town, all of us have equal rights. We have grown up, I go to school, I've studied, and you have a better future planned out for you if you be able to get education. Yeah, that's the difference.
Yes. And how do you consider comparing all these size? I don't know if size is the right word, but all these kind of different areas, how education, it is important to a lady in this context right now in the world, in rural area. You know that I also work in the village, and we have the same struggle, I think, in society, in Brazil, in Uganda. But how education can be a tool to develop in a good way, give opportunity to ladies?
Education, any form of education, as long as you're able to step into class and learn how to read and write, you always be at a better chance than someone who has never entered class. They're always different. The way they behave, like just normal behaviors. You learn them by interacting with fellow friends and classmates in school, learning how to treat one another, socializing. That's just one aspect. Another aspect of importance in going to school and having education is being able to compete in the world, having a stable source of employment. If you're not educated, there's no way you're going to apply for a job. So you find the girls end up staying home, and the boys who study are able to move across countries because they're applying for jobs, they're applying for further studies, and the girls have to stay home to cook and clean. They're unable to develop further. Another tool importance in education is to learn how to how they call it, to learn more about, simply even learning more about your faith in God. You're able to learn more about God, read the Bible. How are you going to read the Bible if you can't read and write? So you're able to learn how to read the Bible. You're able to learn what's right and what's wrong. And the African culture, Ugandan cultures, we have some tribes that have traditional beliefs such that if a girl doesn't go to school, she is going to get stuck in a traditional belief. You know, traditional beliefs like early marriages, marrying at 15, at 13, at 10. You are a wife at 10 years of age. You are supposed to give birth at 11. You know, many girls are going to die because how can a young girl support a pregnancy? How can she support a full family, a marriage, like kind of life? So that's another disadvantage. They are stuck in traditional beliefs and they really affect them. Another traditional belief that is common in Uganda, the eastern part of Uganda, there's a specific tribe called the Sabini or Sebei. They are found on the eastern side of Uganda. So they believe in female genital mutilation, that is cutting off a lady's clitoris, you know, because they think that is the best way they'll help the young girl when they're still young before marriage. So that's another traditional belief. If these girls are not educated that this is a wrong method to protect them, they are not going to go beyond it. They're going to be stuck. They'll never enjoy anything. They will always have that traditional thinking and it will not help them. Whereas the boys, they don't go through such things. They are going to go and study, go for further studies, go for masters, go get good jobs, compete internationally. And girls won't be able to do that. So that's if we don't encourage them to study. And other soft skills, you know, education can even mean just soft skills like learning how to read and write, plus the small skills like tailoring, hair braiding, carpentry. Those are small, simple skills a girl can learn if she's not able to go to university and learn, you know, better courses. She can learn that, and that can give her a source of income, such that she doesn't have to depend on a man. She doesn't have to depend on someone else for a way of life, a way of living. She's able to earn money to take care of herself and her family. Yeah, that's mainly it.
Wow. Some points we didn't have been talking. I didn't know about the marriage at 10 and giving birth to 11, because at my side, with everything that we struggle, is still, if somebody date a girl under 18, is against the law, right? Uh,
it's supposed to be against the law.
yeah.
But if your parents can't afford food, they're going to give you away as a young bride, such that the man who is marrying you brings home bride price, and that's what's going to support the family. So they give you away as a sacrifice, which is not good.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to listen to this, but I would like to ask you two things in what you say, because you mentioned 2 points, which it is important, because Birokar Fuscoteca is a library in movement, right? We reach out people in communities in Islam. I am not from Islam. People usually think that I was raised in, but I am not. It's just a passion that I have in my heart, and I dedicate full time. I am a teacher of psychopedagogy. I don't know if you have this at your side, like it's a psycho and a pedagogy, and a teacher at the same time, you know. We study a little bit of psycho for children. It's something like this. And I understood. I also was like a social worker, doing behind the scenes a lot of things with church, but I understood that only giving food is not resolving the problem. So I decided to do something with one. I stopped for one, and let's focus on this: reading, writing, Because if you have the knowledge, like you said, you know, you read, you understand a lot of things, your rights and your position. You read you as a first, and you read others. Also, reading can help you to protect yourself. Like if you know, I deal with children that don't know how to name it, some feelings, and other children that has a good education. Like just yesterday, children, a young lady said to me, 11, Auntie Danny, how do you sleep well at night? Because you know I am 11 and I don't sleep well. I got a lot of anxiety. And I have people that I know that are like 40 years old, that they don't know how to name it, the emotions. Can you believe it? This? And also, I think reading, it helps you to understand you and also others. If you see somebody, like I teach this to children, if you see your parents, somebody in the village, they are not alcohol, something is happening. Read the people. Don't try to make joke. You know, put yourself a little bit away and wait for this person come back to normal. So then you reduce the aggressivity among people, if you know what I mean. So my question is, you mentioning so many things that I would like to ask, but right now, uh, dealing food and education, how you guys put this, because I know you do a lot of projects, right? Educating, you said one of your functions as doctor is to educate others. How is this? How do you educate the food and everything at your side? Is it a hard question?
Okay. No, it's okay. So, like, first of all, before I even continue, Danny, I want to tell you how much I am passionate about girls and women. I'm just passionate about, like, I feel there's so much we ladies who have been a bit empowered can do for the other young girls and other women to help them. Not that we don't like boys or men, we just help the young girls who haven't had the same opportunities as we have had.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it's very important
I'm
for
gonna
us
get
to
that in
help
there.
fight for the rights.
I'm gonna get in there. Wait, but go the question.
Okay. Okay, so about food and education. So of course both things are very important because you can't educate someone who's hungry. They're going to die before you can actually finish teaching them. So of course you have to continue with the food, maybe, but then the education bit comes in. Me as a health worker, my job when I'm posted in different small villages away from the city center, my job is to reach out to the people in the community. So you move around from house to house, talking to them, educating them about simple things. There are parents who don't know even what to feed their children. They don't even know what to feed them because they think if we can buy meat should be only be eaten by father and mother, head of family. The children should eat beans. So yes, you're providing the food, but the children are not eating it. Parents are not giving their children the food. Isn't that funny? So you need to tell them these are children. They need these nutritious foods. So if you're cooking food, don't keep the best meal for the head of the family. Share it. Let the children also have a chance to eat the nutritious foods. So me, I'm talking in terms of medicine because nutrition is important.
Yeah.
You're buying a mosquito net for only the father and mother. How about the children? They also need to sleep in a mosquito net. Now moving on to other things. If I'm there, I'm going to ask them, how many children do you have in this household, in this house? And they'll be like, 3. How many girls? How many boys? Then from there, do they study? And they'll tell you, no, the boys are studying, the girls are not. Why? Because we can't afford to take all of them to school. Yeah? So they would rather take the boys than the girls, and the girls tell them to do housework. So you need to tell them it's important for both of them, both girls and boys, to study. Both girls and boys should be encouraged to do house chores. No one should be, the boys shouldn't do house chores, the girls should do, the boys should be at school. Like, that's not good. Both of them should go to school, come back, and then do the house chores after school. So for the school, the government has tried to put in place schools that are for free, education for all. So it does primary and secondary. We don't yet have tertiary. Tertiary means university. We don't have a free university yet. But at least someone along the way is able to study and get a certificate, yeah? At least finish primary level, go to secondary school. Secondary school is also known as high school, in case you know what it means.
Yeah.
It's high school, yeah. So, but by high school, you're able to do something, Danny, yeah? You at least you know that you know your rights, you know the difference between right and wrong. You know your rights, you're able to fight for yourself. You can get a job, a simple job. You can learn soft hand skills like carpentry, woodwork, small things, tailoring, hair braiding, all those things. So, yeah, so me as a health worker is to move from house to house when I'm posted in those small communities to talk to different families in the village and educate them about simple things. Early marriages are bad. You know, a girl should not be pregnant below the age of 18. Her body is not well developed. She's not psychologically ready. She's not mentally ready, you know. So you educate them, because as much as this is about education, it's also affecting their health. I.e., giving me more work as a doctor, finding a young girl at 16 pregnant and she's supposed to deliver. That's not good. So I don't know if I've answered the question.
Yes. And then also you mentioned a lot of things that we struggle in the past 2 years here as society. The body's not ready, you know, to give a birth a child and all those kind of things. Yes, I think it's the same in all over the world. And you mentioned it's something about the parents being protecting the children. Yeah, I was surprised by some friends at your side. Actually, the song that I did, "Everything is Going to Be Alright." Remember that I did for my mom. It is a book, also part of the book. And people was questioning me, my fellowship, my relationship with my mom. And I was saying this just like this, that the parents, it's about to protect, and they are a better version of the parents. Me, I am a child. I am not mom yet. But if I have a child, they will be my best version of good or bad, if you know what I mean. Psalms 107 says about this, that the children are like, they reach the other generation, that the parents cannot reach it. Yeah. So if we have a good families raising and educating the children, you know, and this is something that I also work in the school, public school at my side, and I have keep on telling since the beginning of my career the same thing. Like, it is funny because I am not mom yet, but I am a child. I am somebody's daughter. So I can tell what it is to be parent by the way that I am treated. And I keep on telling this to the parents. You need to give time to your children, to listen to them. Children will not tell you, I have a problem. They will ask you to play around, you know, and you need to protect it. And you say about the food. If you don't put the right food for children, they can't learn, you know. There is something also that the school at this side is concerned about it. We have a nutrition is the same for your side. There works for the public school, they give like the things that is needed to children to eat, so then the brains, the chemistry works better for them to learn. Because if you don't put the right food, the chemistry, and is also missing something, even in feelings, you know. If you eat a lot of some kind of foods, you can get a little bit anger. You know this better than I do. I am a teacher and you are a doctor. So all those things are educating process, as you said, that it starts in the schools. Yeah. And it is funny because teacher at my side are prepared to deal with this, and you go as a doctor in the village. But it is a good conversation. Rachel, actually, I didn't expect that much. It is a good topic, but I want to come back to the place that you said about men, right? Because we also had meeting with boys. Salama and some friends of mine sent you some audios, and we extend message between boys as well. And we keep on saying that the boys We say this, the boys at my side protect the ladies, actually. We have fellowship as brothers, you know, pure kind of thing, and they protect the lady. And you said about something that I read. I want to open like a space to mention Rwanda, which is a country that had some issue, and now they reconcile, like they had a reconciliation process. And about these, maybe these gender kind of things, you know, that some ladies are hurted by men, and they, this is not a privilege, I think, for only uneducated, is that right, educated. It's not only, it do not only happen in the place that he has no education. I think even among ladies that are educated, they, we all as human beings, Roman men, are exposed to some kind of, how can I say, violence, yes, or aggressive acts. And I would like to ask you, how do you deal with young ladies? They are, as a doctor, they are suffering about being hurted by others, because you know there's a generation rising up of people that are hurted in both sides. And I would like to talk a little bit about this, if you don't mind.
When you say hurt, are you meaning like physically or like mentally or both?
I think both. It can be both, but maybe I would like some. Yes, you said well, because people sometimes think their words don't hurt as much. Sometimes a punch in your face is better than a hard word, right? Because yes,
Yeah.
because you get okay, it hurted, then okay, pass it. But emotions is not like this. Stay quiet there maybe for a long time, and you never know the cause, and actually can give you disease in the body, right? If you hold
Yeah.
on something inside. Maybe I would like to talk more about mentally, because the girls don't know the value that they have being a Roman. Even like my body was made it to carry another human being. This is really important. Rachel, I'm gonna talk a little bit more. Just that it's
Okay.
like the woman has her place, and also the man, and both are equally important to rise up, to educate the children, to have the strength of the man to be the provider, you know, the protector one, and the soft kind of heart that the ladies has to educate the mind, you know, to be like warming more than men usually are. So I mean, again, the question to the audience, not to you, um, how do you deal with these kind of little ladies, young ladies that are already hurted by others, maybe parents, men, I don't know, emotionally? Did you get me?
Yes, I've got you.
Mm.
Uh, okay. The main thing is about counseling. When a young lady opens up to you, as a doctor, of course, the main thing is to counsel her. Listen to her, understand what she's going through, and counsel her. Talk to her about her values. Talk to her about how important she is to herself, more than she's important to anyone else in the world. She's important to herself first. So she needs to put herself first. If it's a relationship, she needs to get out of it. She needs to get out of it and be able to needs to get out of the relationship and be on her own. She'd rather be single than be in a relationship where she's being
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah.
Yeah. If it's possible, she can talk to this guy, sit down with this man and talk to him, talk through what she's going through, talk to him. But if it's not, because in some cases, some men don't want to open up, they don't want to talk about certain things, she needs to just walk away, learn to forgive herself. She needs to learn to forgive the man. And something that she can use to comfort herself is she used the knowledge she had at that time. She used the knowledge she had at that time, you know? You can start to feel guilty. Why did I stay in this relationship? Why did I like this person? It's the knowledge you had at that time. That was what was available to you. But now you've gained more knowledge, more skills, more advantage. So live and learn to forgive yourself for what you have gone through, what you put yourself through. Forgive yourself, forgive that person, release your heart, because the more you don't forgive this guy, you're holding him captive in your heart, in your life, and the man is going to be okay. He's going to move on, get someone else, and you're going to stay there and be hurt. So you need to forgive yourself. Another thing is to have a close friend, someone you can trust to open up, because you're going to have episodes where you're not happy, where you're crying. Some days are good, some days are sad. So you need to have someone you can talk to, a reliable friend to just listen to you at least. And then lastly, something that is very important, I shouldn't have brought it last, but okay, I'm a Catholic, and we have prayer centers near my school. I've been studying at Makerere University. So nearby, just a walkable distance of about 15 minutes, there are prayer centers where you can meet with a priest, a reverend, and talk with them.
Yeah.
He gives you he just invites people, young girls, young boys, separately. You go individually and talk to him. You open up to him, and he listens and is able to advise you. The center is open to everyone. It's not specific to only Catholics. Anyone can go there and talk to him, and he'll advise you. He has time where he teaches people how to meditate over a specific topic like relationships, breaking up with someone. So those are services that should be availed to young girls. I think they're very important. If you're a doctor, don't only treat someone physically, treat them mentally. Ask them, how are you? How have you been? How's your day been? What has been happening in this year? And someone will tell you, I've gone through this and this. So be willing to listen, because you might give someone medicine, but if the mind is not okay, they're not going to heal physically.
Yeah.
So treat a person fully. Treat them mentally, treat them spiritually, treat them physically.
Yes.
Offer them words of wisdom.
Yes, you well said. We get it in the end of time. And the reason why I did this question, it is because in the past I remember working in the Father's Day, children at school celebrate this family, Mom's Day, Father's Day. And I remember some children, I don't want to celebrate this. My dad is not a good dad. And it was so much hatred, and the teenager kind of go say it, okay, my boyfriend this and that, and then I when I read, I saw the history of Rwanda, the forgiveness, how we need each other. And then I have keep on saying this for single mom: do not think that only you are reference to your children. You need to point, like me. I didn't grow up with my dad, and I had uncles and people that were reference for me. Just like your father that day, the first IG live, when your father showed up, I was so glad to see your dad, because for me it is a reference of dad. And the children also need this, right? A good reference. Maybe we can say this person is not educated yet, but with the time, praying for them, God can change people's heart. It's not up to us to judge nobody. But I think that I want you to keep this, the forgiveness, yes, that you said, that we need to forgive one another. And Rwanda did this, right? They forgive it. They had forgiven one another to live a society. Otherwise, if we look to our mistakes and people's mistakes, nobody's worth it of nothing, right, Rachel? And yes, we are getting in the end. And Oh, Rachel, you are so sweet. Thank you so much for your time. We are blessed. Guys, this lady won the prize yesterday of voted. She was voted the most beautiful lady in the university. I am proud of you. It's like Gisele Bündchen for us, a supermodel for Brazilians that decided Gisele Bündchen. We are proud of Gisele Bündchen. Now we are proud of you. And she is a brilliant student. I can say that many girls mirrored and look at you, and you are a reference to another ladies. You have such a huge heart. You are so sweet and nice. And I just want to thank you for your time, to giving time to Brazilian children. They are watching this in the schools, and it's a volunteer kind of things that we do as a Fuscoteca, the Birocó. And I thank you so much, Rachel. Do you want to leave a message? There's a lot of young lady that will listen to you here at my side, and I know this will reach other countries. So, do you want to leave like a hope, a message of hope to these young ladies?
The young ladies who have gone through difficult relationships where they are hurt, different kinds of hurt. I want to encourage them that, yes, the pain doesn't exactly go away completely, but if you encourage yourself and allow yourself to heal, go through the grieving, sob, cry, let the tears come down, just go through that phase properly, give yourself time to heal, but remain strong. Know that God is always close to the heartbroken. So as you go through that period where you're heartbroken, where you're sorrowful, God is always closest to those that are broken and hurt. It's a Bible verse. I don't know the exact Bible verse, but it's somewhere in the Bible. Yeah. So know that God is closest to those that are heartbroken, and He's willing to help you. So reach out to Him, pray about it, and know that everything will be okay. Don't live in guilt. Tell yourself, you know what? That happened in the past. That's behind me. I'm moving forward. I did those things in the past because I didn't have information. I was not educated. I didn't have enough knowledge. But now that I'm more educated, I've learned more, and I'm going to use my new knowledge to make better decisions, choose better friends, choose a better man, build myself. Just use that. Not that's in the past. This is now the present. I'm moving to the future. So everything is going to be okay. Where you're heading to, everything is going to be okay. And lastly, God always has a special thing for everyone. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous of anyone. Don't be like, I don't have a boyfriend like that one. I don't have a husband like that one. Just know God has kept a special thing for you, and He will always reveal it to you. He will give it to you at the right time. Thank you so much for listening. Danny, thank you so much for organizing this and inviting me. Let's do this more and more every time.
Oh, you got teasing. I am so proud of you, girl. So proud. Now, Dr. Rachel, officially Dr. Rachel. Yes. Thank you, Rachel, so very much for your time, for your energy, for your passion, for your friendship. I hope we can meet physically one day and give hugs and send my greets to your family. And yes, let's see. You said to do this more time. Let's see the next page of this book that we are writing together with our friendship. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye. See ya.
Thank you, Danny. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.